Hello everybody, welcome to another video here on Rich's Realm, and in particular, make sure to hit the subscribe button, please. Support the channel, it means a lot, you know. We're on the grow, we're working on stuff. So, I'm here in Dark Zone. I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of explain Dark Zone. So, as a lot of you know, there is going to be some changes to Dark Zone, which allows, the emphasis of this is, or was, that it was PvE, PvP. So it's a combination of both things. And to kind of explain this, Dark Zone has some very exclusive things, like it has cards, like Omega cards, a lot of very rare ones, very specific ones, as well as special badges, which you know you can get from having some of the Dark Zone tokens or currency. And at the moment, there's some very specific fights. There's a Sorcerer Supreme fight, which you can see is going on at the moment. And a lot of times, it's better to party up with people. You might see people in global saying about like, "Oh, we're doing a Dark Zone run, a Dark Zone card run, so to speak." And this is what me and my alliance are doing at the moment. So shout out to the Marauders, love you guys. And in particular, like, you know, there's some better players than me. There's some better geared people than me. I think I'll just kind of refer that to that. I mean, you can see right here. I mean, I'm third. I'll take that. But the good thing about this is, like, with the changes that are coming at the moment to Dark Zone, and a lot of people go at two different times. Okay, to be clear, two separate times during the day. I think it's 9 a.m. PST and 12 midday PST that you get double points runs. Okay, double points runs are actually really good, especially if you're like me, you need to do a side quest, which is like more kind of like end game side quest, which for me, maybe it's best in the future to do more those double point rounds at those specific times, which for me is about 6 PM, which is a really terrible time. But if I'm looking to get myself, which I am right now, I'm looking to get myself some cards, then the lads, and maybe the ladies, I don't know if there's ladies that play within our alliance that, you know, are about. It's really helpful. It's also helpful for, you know, new players that have just got to level 100, and as well defeat some of the content that you need, because you need to defeat Maestro and the last mission in order to access. And yeah, there's Sorcerer Supreme. Why am I locked in? I'm locked. I pressed the wrong button. That's why. Yeah, there's other like points. Defeat enemies, get points. I mean, I think that's the pretty much easy thing from that to kind of explain, which we're trying to do now. We're trying to defeat Sorcerer Supreme. You might be thinking, I've never faced a Sorcerer Supreme before. I didn't even know it was a boss. Well, it is, and mainly I think it's found in Dark Zone. I don't think it's found anywhere else. Let's see what Invasion is. Yeah, so this is good. Grab the points from defeating, and the best process for this is, I'm just gonna like go away for a moment, is the lower ones, Unstable Sentinel, Prisoner. They're kind of like your most wanted, and your prime targets is like Sorcerer Supreme is a prime target. So these ones here, Outrider Slaughterer, they're easy to get done. They're easy to kind of like defeat. And if they're easier to defeat, it's all about time. Because you have 1 hour, as you can see at the top here. So I'm locked in. The time now is just coming up to 3 PM UK time. And I'm locked into doing this, which is kind of good, kind of bad. It's kind of bad because I've got other projects I need to be completing. But I'm also working towards a video which is going to be about Omega cards. So I kind of need Omega cards. And the only way to get Omega cards, because as well as a lot of you know, if you go to your operations, I'm going to do this quickly so I don't get smacked down, because otherwise I can't use it. Okay, so on your most wanted, it will tell you how many rewards you're allowed to collect in one given day, which can become a problem if you want to get, like me, you've collected all the stuff, because I've been trying to hunt for a specific type of Omega card. I got it, which is at 1 star, but I have now run out of available rewards to grab. So we now defeated a prime target, which should give me, oh good, I got rank 3. I am surprised. But that's good, because if you were going up against everybody at the busy time, okay, the busy time, then it creates a problem. So where are we going next, lads? usually, like, we kind of I'm waiting for... there we go. There you go. Grim's a legend, by the way. That's just the thing. If I went at a more busy time, I need to be very kind of like direct with you guys now. And when you go for a busy time in the day, which, as a lot of you know, is the peak time for double points, right? It is very difficult to get that high rank. And that high rank is an issue if you don't get decent cards. So when you defeat a prime target, you are only able to get yourself... you're able to get good stuff, more rarer stuff, if you are higher rank. So doing it with a bunch of lads, like we have right here, is beneficial. So the higher the points, the better you get. So we'll open up that little box in a minute. But yeah, there's also these little kind of like crystals that you can pick up. And they give you like a slim amount of points. But I would say if you're doing this is like, for me, this is an Omega card run. If I was looking for a points run, I would probably do double points at 6 PM, which I will do. I'll probably alternate. Some days I can, some days I can't, because, you know, people do be busy. Look, there we go. Daily reward. The thing is, in Dark Zone, it's additional. So you get your most wanted and prime from doing that territory grind. But in Dark Zone, you get here, like, a specific amount. And the same thing, I think, is for primes as well. So prime targets, not Amazon Prime. But you can use your Twitch Prime sub for me. That would be very, very helpful. See, subtle plug there. Okay. Yeah, and just it's all about doing damage. Also, other things to explain with it. The more damage you do, or kind of the better you perform, the better you get your... Oh, I hate... Oh, no, Zerstrawer is annoying. The more points... The better you do, right? The better stuff you get when it comes to Dark Zone buffs. Increases PvP damage by 2%, increases supervillain damage by 2%. And that goes up. The rest of the lads get a lot higher because they do a lot more damage. They've got better gear than me. And it is what it is. This is why it's kind of like an amazing alliance team effort. And that's why if you've got in a good alliance, they'll help the lowers get up higher. And all the people that kind of get up higher together are able to do more. And maybe there's going to be... We're only 2 months into the game, for God's sakes. It's probably going to be some kind of alliance warring type thing. We have a mega war at the moment. There's some other stuff to explain, if I can remember right off the bat. I mean, I've talked about the remaining time. You only get an hour. So did I mention that? You only get an hour. So in that hour, you've got to do as much damage as possible. Let's crack open this very quickly. So this comes from Scientist Supreme Set. And I think we only got like a limited amount from this. Let's pop them open. I only got one. Damn. X-Men Blue. That's a normal card. That sucks. That does suck. But I had a bit of good news and a bit of bad news. A bit of bad news was I realised I'd sold a card which was a rare card. I know, shock horror. And this is why I've been grinding out my so much that I've not been getting enough cards, and I've been then absorbing into other things. I actually got that card back. Thank God. So the card in particular, the set, is the Hydra Empire one, and it was this one here, which was the Uncanny Avengers with the attack bonus improvements. I sold that card, and I was honestly, when I realised either today or yesterday, I was kind of a little bit upset. Then today, I do a random box, a random like 2-star box, pick it up. You would not believe how happy I was about that, because I've now wanted to like redo my set again. So I'm really happy. I'm in a really good mood, good place. But yeah, that's really it to kind of like explain there with it. It's just all about time. It is all about damage, speed, and momentum when it comes to this. Not violence, damage, because at the end of the day, you need to do damage. We have a good support team in place with our alliance to say that, okay, well, if people are free and people want to do it, then hey, all pile in. But do bear in mind, you might see random players which are, say, red, and that means that you can attack them. There is, and something I want to talk about right now is called the Gentleman's Agreement. Okay, the Gentleman's Agreement. What is the Gentleman's Agreement? Well, it is something that's sometimes some alliances will say, or some people within alliances will say, that it will be no one will attack one another, and you can all kind of team up together, take on stuff, and get some scraps, get some points, especially when it comes to those peak times. This is why the developers now put in the emphasis on 1 or 2 will be PvP, because this is meant to be PvP, PvE, and or PvP versus E. I can't know how it's going to be, but that's kind of like the unwritten rule there, that people wouldn't attack one another. I've actually made that mistake in the past. I have actually killed, I think, Mobile Gamer. So, sorry to Mobile Gamer. He probably doesn't see any of my content, but apologies. I didn't do that on purpose. I just kind of like, I think, was shooting with an AoE. I have learnt my lesson by that, though. I've kind of like gone, must not kind of like do AoE in the future. But in any case, yeah, I've kind of like learnt my lesson there. But it's fine, because now it's like different case. But you can also get away from the element of targeting other enemies by clicking this button here. So there's a button right here, which if you click on it, there, it looks like a skull. You click on the skull, target hostile, so that'll target another player. Click on it again, target hostiles and villains. Click on it again, targeting villains. That's how you work it to target the villains, or kind of like, you know, these bosses, and not other players. So that kind of like plays into that gentleman's agreement type thing. And yeah, like I love this. Like the game for me is like, it's giving me that World of Warcraft vibe that I was missing, but it's adding Marvel characters to the mix. I personally love this. Some people don't really get it, but I think if you haven't played World of Warcraft, you won't understand the idea of growing multiple different types of characters, or heroes in this case, and as well trying to navigate these different worlds, especially as the developer adds more things to it. And I think they're doing an amazing job so far. They're listening to stuff. They're doing so many different things. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I've got 45 minutes more of grind, and I'm not going to kind of like bore you with all that stuff, but appreciate you for coming by. That kind of explains it. As soon as you get to Dark Zone being opened up, go for a grind. Go in, experiment, see what it's like. If somebody in Global says about trying to help you out in order to kind of, I'll say like, oh, I'm going to do a card run, that's what a card run is. A card run is going in and just going to the purpose of getting cards from some of these most wanted, and as well from some of those primes. Like the main territories, you'll have a limited amount of what you can achieve and get. But at the same time, do bear in mind, it is meant to be PvP versus E. I'll probably put a little write-up in the description just to kind of quickly explain it if you don't understand, again, what I've been saying. But it is more of a collaborative-based thing between either being PvP orientated or indeed going into it in order to grab, number one, points, because points add up to prizes by the end of the week. Or it's a case that you'll be doing some other kind of thing with it. So if you go to like Arena, you go to Dark Zone, you kind of like have a look at what the crack is. You got a weekly rank. You've then got weekly rankings there. You've got some of the stuff that you will be able to get, some of the rare, very rare stuff right there. And also just some other things. The stores as well are very important. So if you go to like your stores and go down to tokens, and then under Dark Zone, you can then get yourself per week some lovely badges. Those are some very special ones that I think are very much character and hero orientated. So that's what you're working for. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure as well to check out some other Marvel Future Revolution posted content on screen right now. And I will be, as I said, right up in the description down below. And I'll be doing some more videos, especially as I finish off my Doctor Strange series. And as well, we get to work with some other heroes as well. As well as different areas, grind guides, you name it, is going to be there. Appreciate you. Much love. And make sure to grow this channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.